European Union leaders are unlikely to reach an agreement on plans for a €750 billion coronavirus bailout today when they hold showdown talks. With an unprecedented recession looming large over the bloc, the EU27 have agreed to establish a recovery fund for pandemic-stricken regions and industries. The coronavirus outbreak is set to plunge the EU into the worst recession in its history. European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen has proposed the creation of the EU's first joint debt mechanism to fund billions in handouts. Under the Germans' blueprint, Eurocrats will borrow €500 billion on international markets before distributing the money as cash grants to the worst-hit countries, regions and industries. A further €250 billion will be dished out in the form of low-cost loans. The fund will leave the bloc's taxpayers saddled with the debt burden of the coronavirus recovery, with the borrowing expected to be paid back over the next 38 years. The Commission also wants to introduce new EU taxes, including a level on single-use plastics, a digital tax or a tax on multinationals, to help foot the bill. German Chancellor Angela Merkel yesterday ruled out the possibility of a deal being stuck at the Crunch European Summit. The veteran leader urged her EU colleagues to try and get a deal before the summer break, claiming the starting position is anything but easy. The pandemic shows us how vulnerable Europe is, she told MPs. Therefore I want to stress to you that cohesion and solidarity in Europe were never as important as they are today. The recovery fund under discussion draw heavily on a plan put forward last month by Mrs. Merkel and French President Emmanuel Macron. But it faces strong opposition from the so-called Frugal Four: Austria, Sweden, Denmark and the Netherlands, who want the aid to be handed out in the form of loans rather than grants. They have even suggested they could sign up to the fund if bailouts are linked to austerity reforms. Spain and Italy, the EU members worst affected by the pandemic, have called for minimum conditionality. On the possibility of a deal today, an EU diplomat said, "It is all still premature, we just want to know a lot more."